Good afternoon. Today we are going to see about the measurement of pH of a given sample solution, and then we are going to analyze the amount of acid present in the given solution by using pH metry. So this is an instrument. It is a pH meter. So this is the electrode we are going to use. This is called combined electrode. Here you can see that there is a bulb-like arrangement. This acts as a glass electrode. Here it is filled with 0.1 m hydrochloric acid, and you have to see inside there is a silver electrode which is a reference electrode. So this is our reference electrode and this is our indicator electrode. So these two are designed in such a way that to make it is a compact arrangement. Okay, so the pH ranges from 0 to 14 on the basis of solubility product of water. Okay, so we have to, before we have to measure the pH of any given solution, we must standardize the pH meter. So for the standardization, we have to prepare a buffer solution. One is with a buffer 4 and then another one is with a buffer 9. And then you have to take the buffer solution and insert the combined electrode in first 4. So and then you have to adjust that instrument in such a way that you can get the reading by 4. And then wash it with a distilled water. Then you have to adjust with a 9 pH buffer. So we are calibrate the instrument with the acidic buffer as well as the basic buffer. For calibration we can use this knob and we have to adjust the pH in such a way that it is adjusted with our pH. So the standardization is over. Then we are taking standard sodium hydroxide solution in the burette and 20 ml of the given acid solution by using the pipette, and then I am going to add 20 ml of deionized water into this acid solution. Why we are adding is, you can see that the amount of sample is very low, so our electrode cannot be immersed in this solution, so we are not able to get a correct reading. So in order to avoid such a disparity, we have to add 20 ml of distilled water and then we have to keep it here. And then for stirring the solution, we are using the glass rod. So we have to use the glass rod and then we have to take our electrode by washing with the distilled water. Now everything is very fine and you have to keep the electrode and the glass rod and wait for a few minutes so that that electrode can stabilize with our solution, and then adjust the burette so that the tip of the burette inside of the beaker so that to avoid the spilling of any solution. So now everything is fine. Now the pH, because we are here we are taking a hydrochloric acid which is a strong acid. So strong acid means pH is found to be less than 3. Less than 3 for strong acid. So we have to record the value, that is by plot, that is the volume of sodium hydroxide in ml and the corresponding pH. Okay. So first, without adding any OH, we have to note down the reading. Now the reading is for 0 ml, it is 1.85. You can see that this is how you have to record our values. Okay, so here it is a 1.89, but if I am showing towards you, it's a fine. Okay, now we are adding 1 ml of sodium hydroxide from the burette and stir the solution. What will happen? The pH is slightly increasing. Actually, what is the reaction which is taking place here is neutralization reaction. Wait for 2 seconds and then note down the reading. Now the pH is 1.93. Okay. So we are taking the acid which contains H plus ion and we are adding NaOH from the burette. It will undergo the neutralization reaction. And then progressively we are adding the NaOH. Accordingly, the pH will be increasing. Why the pH will be increasing? At the beginning, the pH is found to be very low because of strong acid. Now the value is 1.99. So because what is the definition for pH? pH is equal to negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So if concentration of hydrogen ion is more because of the negative logarithm, the value, that is pH value, is found to be very low. Now after the addition of 3 ml, the value will be 2.06. Okay. So due to that negative logarithm, if hydrogen ion is more, pH will be less. So while we are adding the NaOH, progressively some amount of H plus has been neutralized. Accordingly, the pH is not increasing. So that's why we are having an increase of value. For 4, it is 2.14. So we are doing the titration by measuring the pH. It is said to be pH metry. Okay. Now for addition, 5 2.22. So accordingly, the pH is started increasing. You can note down the value. Now for 6, it is 2.33. So instead of a silver electrode, we can also use a calomel electrode as a reference electrode. Normally we know glass is not a conductor of electricity, but here we have to know the glass electrode we are using as an indicator electrode because whose potential is depends on H plus ion in solution. For 7 is 2.44. So it is a special type of glass. It is act like a membrane. So you know what is a membrane? Which contains micropores in it. So which is filled with 0.1 of hydrochloric acid. And for electrical connection, we are using platinum wire. For 8, 2.65. And then that standard electrode, either we can use silver electrode or we can use a calomel electrode as a reference electrode. So it is designed in such a way that it will be easy to carry out the experiment. For 9, it is a 3.16. The pH of blood is a 7.4. You can see our body fluids are having different pH at different organs and different areas. So this electrode is very useful for measuring the pH of any solution. You just dip it and you can see the reading what is the pH. So for 10 it is a 5.85. Now you see that for 11 ml, what happens? The reading is suddenly jumps to 8.07. Here you can notice that the reading is suddenly increases to pH of above 7. That shows that the neutralization has completed, but we don't know. We don't know that where the endpoint has occurred, because this is a burette solution is also colorless. Our beaker solution is also colorless, and the product will also be colorless. So we can't able to identify the endpoint of the reaction. But from the reading, you can see that the reading is suddenly increases. So at that point only we are having the endpoint. But for 9 ml it is 3.16, 10 ml it is 5.85, and 11 ml it is 8.07. So our endpoint lies between 9 to 11. Okay, so this we have to find out the range at which the endpoint will occur in this titration. So this is that's why it is called pilot titration. We have to repeat this titration. Once again, we have to fill the burette with standard NaOH, and then 20 ml of acid in the beaker, and then we have to insert the electrode and a glass rod, etc., etc. And we have to begin the experiment once again. So now from the preliminary titration, we came to know that the endpoint lies between 9 ml to 11 ml. So we have to add the NaOH solution from the burette up to 9 ml at a stage, and then stop the burette and mix thoroughly and note down the reading. So once 9 is reached, note down the reading, then add 0.1 ml, note down the reading. 0.1 ml, that is 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, like that up to 11 ml you have to note down the reading. So this will give you a clear idea about the pH changes, but even then we couldn't get the exact value. So we have to go with a derivative graph. So how do you get the derivative graph? You have to find the difference between the current reading and the previous reading, find out the delta pH, and likewise corresponding volume you have to find out, that is delta V. So delta pH by delta V will give you, you have to take in the y-axis, and the volume of NaOH in the x-axis. So you can get a graph like this. You can get a graph like this, delta pH divided by delta V against volume. You can get a graph like this. See what is the shape of the graph you are getting it? So the peak will give you the peak where the which point is very at the height, that is called as a peak, that is your end point, and we have to use a scale and note down the volume of the NaOH which is consumed for this titration. That will give you the end point of the reaction. By using this value, we have to substitute in the equation according to volumetric principle. V1N1 is equal to V2N2. We have to find out the normality of the given hydrochloric acid, so which is multiplied by equivalent weight of hydrochloric acid, 36.45, and we are getting the amount of hydrochloric acid present in 1 liter of the given solution. Similarly, any body fluids, these are, we can able to estimate the amount of acid in the sample. Likewise, base can also be estimated, and then we can just insert the glass this combined electrode in any sample. We can able to find out the pH of a solution. Thank you.